Dia de los Muertos is a pretty special me and Mickey vlog because this is all about, of course, the Day of the Dead. And I was curious to see how they'd handle this because talking about death with young children is always quite a risk. And I have to say, they've done a marvelous job with it. It starts off with Mickey dressed rather wonderfully. I love the design of his outfit. I love his face makeup. I think he looks amazing. Visually, it's fantastic. And he does a little introduction to Dia de los Muertos. And he does a little introduction to Dia de los Muertos. And then behind him, we see that there's this table. And he talks about this. And then we see this picture of a hamster called Roger. And he's explaining that on this Day of the Dead, he is remembering his deceased hamster, Roger. And I do find it very funny that Mickey Mouse, the rodent, had a pet hamster, the rodent. Very amused by that. But he was very sweet and talking about happy memories he had of Roger. And I think the facial expressions in particular were brilliant. There was a point where Mickey looked kind of sad, like he was deep in thought. But he didn't look, traumatized or distraught. It was kind of partly fondly remembering things, but with that hint of sadness that comes with those fond memories. And I think it was beautifully, beautifully done. We also have a lively dance at one point. As Mickey points out, it's also important to spend time with your loved ones who are living and have a good time and be happy in the memories of those who are no longer with us and remember them fondly. And it generally has I won't say an upbeat attitude, but it's not completely depressing. And I think they just got the tone spot on. And I also think we don't give a lot of young children enough credit. Not that they would fully comprehend death, but I feel like a lot of people don't want to talk to young children about death because obviously they don't want to traumatize them. But I feel like, as we know, forewarned is forearmed. And if you give them the information they need, they can come to it in their own time. They can come to terms with things in their own time and start to process things when it's the right time for them. By giving them that information, you're forearming them with the information they'll need when it's time for them to start processing things. And I think that it's a really beautiful thing that they've done here. It's beautifully animated. Mickey looks gorgeous. And we have some, Spanish words in here, helping to give a good sense of the culture. Very, very well done. They got the tone spot on, and I wasn't sure how they'd handle it or how they'd approach it, but I'm definitely very, very impressed.